Pressure. I've heard a lot over my career of many years of players, athletes talking about pressure and feeling pressure and how to handle pressure and the expectations. And when I think about it and over the course of time working at how to handle it, sort of come to think about it in a way of, first of all, what is pressure? Okay, yes, the media can build things up. We can feel pressure externally from peers, from parents, from coaches, from our own expectations of past results and reliving or living up to that previous level, like defending a title or improving or maintaining a ranking. And we tend to overthink the whole thing about pressure and build it up too much. What is pressure actually? It's not a substance. You can't touch it, you can't feel it, you can't throw it, you can't bounce it. It's actually not really anything. And where does it exist? It exists in our own mind. That's the place it lives. So you can't measure it, you can't quantify the level of it. It's all sort of self-built, and it exists within us. And often if we listen too much to our peers, if we allow external influences like the media or different opinions of different people to influence us too much, we actually end up increasing that pressure or self-expectation even more. So we can actually control the level of pressure that we allow ourselves to build up just by channeling out some of those things. Also, I've always liked the quote of Billie Jean King where she said, "Pressure is a privilege." And I think that's so right, because if you want to be successful at something, if you want to be a great tennis player, there's going to be pressure. It's what you sign up for. It's part of the process, really. And if you do have a feeling of pressure and expectation, it means that you've been doing something right. It means that you are in a good position. You have a big match coming up, or you're playing for your country, or you're doing something that's a great achievement. And so that pressure becomes a privilege. And wouldn't you rather be in the position where you have that sort of pressure than not have any pressure at all, because you're not really doing anything, or you've not achieved what you set out to or what you wanted to? So then it becomes about, well, the pressure is a privilege, so embrace the pressure. Embrace the situation that you're in, because that's the way to actually handle it. Accept it, embrace it, don't allow it to be built up too much. And that will enable you to go out there and compete and perform at your best level without letting that pressure get to you too much, without letting it inhibit you or restrict you. And for me, it's always been about just having a little bit of a different perspective on pressure. Doesn't really necessarily exist, and it's all about how you perceive it. So I challenge you to take a little bit of a different approach and a different perspective on that feeling of pressure, and you might find that it's going to help you to handle it and overcome it in a much more effective way.